And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott. Very glad you're with us today. Joining me first today, a guest you may recognize. He was on with us recently, Gene Weiser from the Weiser McCoy School of Photography. We've asked him to come back today because we didn't get to cover everything last time. How are you, Gene?
I'm doing okay, I guess. How about yourself?
I'm fine. We won't tell him the real reason you're back, but our little secret. Now, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
You handling this heat okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet in the old days.
I'm staying indoors.
Yeah. In the old days when you shot film, did the valley heat have an effect on the actual film?
I don't know about the valley, but in Africa it did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When were you in Africa?
Which time?
Which time? That's one of my dreams. Well, I've been to Egypt, which is northern Africa.
Yeah. I was lucky. I got a chance to go to work with Diane Fossey.
With the gorillas?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Tell me you took some pictures.
I did, but there was one shot that I wish I had taken that I didn't take.
What was that?
Well, I always had throwaway cameras with me, and so there was a 500-pound silverback about as close as that light, and I took my camera out, handed it to him.
To the gorilla?
Yeah. He grabs it, goes like this, looks at it, and hands it back to me. And the shot where he's handing it back was shot by a live photographer that happened to be there at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, wow was right.
So you have the picture of the gorilla handing you?
No, I don't have
But it was in life, you said? Or the live photographer took it?
Yeah, I think it went to the Diane Fossey Museum or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Why were you, a professional photographer, using a throwaway camera?
To get shots that you couldn't get otherwise. You know, if you're in a situation where you might have to be in danger, you throw it away.
True.
And if you can pick it up, you've got some film that you couldn't get otherwise.
Yeah. Can you imagine if that big silverback took that camera and turned it around and took a picture of you? Then handed it back?
That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool, except there wasn't any film in it. But.
Oh, okay. Are those gorillas as amazing in person as they seem to be on film?
Yes, and they're super calm.
Well, it's their home, their territory, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're their guest.
Yes. And if you're humble and
Quiet.
do what they do, they're cool. You know.
Wow.
But anyway, you asked me about heat. It got pretty hot there.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Okay.
What we used to do is climatize the film and the cameras. Anyway.
How do you do that?
When I wanted to winterize it, I just send it to my camera guy, and he put different grease in it and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And same thing when you go in very, very hot weather.
Yeah.
And I used to keep the film refrigerated until 10 minutes before I used it, and by that time it was up to temperature, and so you have to expose differently.
Sure. Well, now it's all digital though, so you don't have to worry about that stuff, right?
I'm not a digital expert, but the sensor.
You're still shooting film.
The sensor is affected. Yes, I'm shooting medium format film.
Wow, you're the last guy. No, it's gone way down, right? There aren't many people still.
What I'm understanding is that Japan as a nation has gone back to film.
Really?
That's my understanding. I have no proof of it, but that's my understanding.
Didn't they invent digital?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to comment on that.
I wonder why they're going back. You can tell the difference, can't you, in the richness of a picture, whether it's digital or film?
Yes. It's getting close. But you don't have a full grayscale, But anyway, our school is unique. It's in Manchester, by the way.
Manchester Center.
Yes. And it's unique in that it is flexible, adaptable, and affordable. And I'd like to elaborate on that.
The table is yours.
We're flexible in that we can change times and hours for the students because we're actually student-oriented,
A school that's student-oriented, how about that?
Well...
Shouldn't all schools be student-oriented?
They are, but they're not all student-oriented.
You more than others, because you'll tailor the schedule to the student.
Yes, and we're adaptable in that we can also change the curriculum. If, as an example, you came to me and your level of understanding was like at a 5, as an example, on a scale of 1 to 10, and he said, well, I don't need this, or I'm beyond this, or whatever. I can change the basic curriculum to suit you. And it's so flexible that if I have 5 or 6 or 8 students in a class and they all need different amounts of knowledge presented to them, we can do it that way. Ken and I have that ability to do it. And between Ken McCoy and myself, and I said this before, we have 100 years of experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to find that in Fresno, right?
I don't know, but I've been doing this since I've been 11, and I'm 81 now, so, you know.
When did the school open?
The school officially opened in August. And we had Ken McCoy's sister come in to do a 6-week art and hip-hop school, which she does, and it turned out very well. Right now we're soliciting students, and I'm rewriting some of the curriculum. Right now we present a 9-module lighting course, which takes the student from learning and understanding about studio equipment all the way to industrial photography. So the first module, you learn about studio equipment. Second module is beginning portraiture.
Okay.
And I might tell you that the way Ken and I feel about it is there's 2 kinds of portraiture. There's formula portraiture and creative portraiture. Okay, so the first module, it's kind of like formula portraiture, you know. Different lighting positions and understanding what the lights do when they're in certain positions. The third module is, excuse me, posing and communication. And that's Ken's module because he's a wonderful communicator and
Posing.
posing.
Do you have nude models come in?
We can.
Cost extra, but
No, but you know, there are certain traditional poses that one has or one gets their client into that is either makes it a great portrait or a portrait.
right.
Okay. So, and that's important. And
But can you teach someone that, or do they just
No.
have to have the eye for it?
both.
Really, you
Yeah.
can teach someone.
Well, as an example, I'll get back to this in a minute, but 3 of my students, graduate students when I was teaching in Fresno Adult School, have gone on to great heights. Mayo Tablas, last month in August, had the whole first floor at the City Hall of his work. He's won the Fresno Fair, first place, 4 years
For photography.
for photography. He shoots for university in sports. Okay, and he'll tell you that I turned his life around photographically.
Wow.
Yeah. The other one is Genevieve Castillo. She was in my class, and now she's shooting interiors at $150 an hour.
It's not bad.
No.
$150 an hour.
Yeah.
That's Central Valley talk money.
I guess it is. I guess so. Hey, why not? The third is Paul Calkins. And during the drought in '09 in the west counties, he was working for the state at the time. And he had gone out there, in addition to his other duties, he'd taken some shots. So he said, how about this? I said, Paul, put it together and do an essay for me as a practicum. Well, he did. He put it together. It got published. It went all over the world. Paul has...
Hope he gave you credit for it. Your idea.
That's not important.
No.
That's not important.
You're humble.
Okay, thank you. He also has work permanently hanging in the federal judges' chambers here in Fresno. That's just 3 examples. Not only because we know what we're talking about, but because of the way we teach. And I admit to you, there are some good teachers at Fresno Adult School. There's some good teachers at Fresno City College and at the university. But they're all regulated by certain protocols. We're not.
You don't have to do that yet.
No,
You're free to do what you want.
Yes, yes, and the way we want to do it, okay, which is a big help.
Sure.
You know, we may not be able to do that forever because my 5-year plan is to be able to award undergraduate and graduate degrees in the photographic arts and sciences. This is the School of Photography. There'll be a School of Photojournalism. There'll be a School of Photographic Business, research, but that's 5 years down the road. Right now,
You're thinking big.
I'm thinking that photography has got to be kept at a high level. And people are not going to like me for this, but
Say it.
digital photography has allowed anybody, you know,
Wait a minute. Let me grab my phone here.
anybody
You're right.
to shoot a photograph, and if it isn't good, you can change it with Photoshop.
True. True.
And that's okay in a way, because it now allows us photographers to do what we couldn't do before. It allows us to do what the painter could do.
All right. Smile.
Well, I'll tell you a story about that.
Okay.
There's a photographer that belongs to Spectrum Art Gallery, whose wife is #1 in the world in iPhoneography.
iPhoneography.
Yes,
Is that
Yeah.
taking pictures with an iPhone?
yes.
Okay.
She goes all over the world, award-winning photographer
Okay.
with the iPhone. So the face of photography is changing, and I better get on board.
No, we need some people to stay with the old film ways. I mean, everybody's digital now.
I shoot digital also,
Yeah, yeah,
but
you shoot them both. Yeah.
yeah. But the thing is that I'm very enthused about the school because it's different. We've had some wonderful responses. I'm proud of who I'm associated with. Maya, who I mentioned before,
Mhm.
will be teaching a composition class. Paul will probably be teaching for us. And the course is designed so that if you know nothing about your camera, or if you're a seasoned pro, you can still take the course.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
for everyone.
Yes.
So when is your next class starting?
Right now, probably the first week in October.
First week of October?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, it's in Manchester Center.
Yes.
Can folks go down and see the school if they're interested?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Just pop in?
but it's a little hard to get to
Uh-oh.
because, many people have been to Manchester, but not many people go upstairs in the second floor.
Yeah.
Well, if you go in the north end, and you take the elevator in the north end, and press 2R, you'll get out and you'll be facing south toward the carousel. Well, you walk about 15 feet and you can go, there's another small flight of stairs at a right angle to it, which takes you in another little floor above the second floor. Yeah. And when you get there, you will see 5 huge windows with painting and artwork in it, and that belongs to Ramiro Martinez, who is a big muralist, and we're in there. We're in a 10,000 square foot area,
Wow.
and we have about 800 square feet now, and we will be going to about 1,000 square feet in the future.
Who knew Manchester Center had a third floor?
It's, if you want to call it a third floor, because
2.5.
It doesn't extend the whole length,
Right,
you
right.
know, but it's there, and it's so comfortable. During the July and August time period when Deborah McCoy, Ken's sister, was there, the head of the school district, his wife came there, and she was just totally enthralled with what we were doing, the way we were doing it. When the parents come there, as an example, they don't sit in hard chairs; they sit in comfortable chairs like this, and it's laid back. We serve hors d'oeuvres and everything, but it's totally student oriented. I've been to a lot of schools, Mike.
Not many serve hors d'oeuvres.
Well, not many offer the quality of education that we do.
There you go.
And,
Okay.
and that's the main thing.
Is there a website?
We're building that.
You're building that?
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
phone number?
Yes, 559-394-9731. That's mine. If you want to call Ken,
Uh-oh, he's going to reach for Ken's number now.
I should know this by now. You would think I would know it, but
His iPhone.
yeah,
I want to see your gallery on the iPhone of your pictures.
okay. I should know this by heart. Excuse me, folks out there, but where's Kay? Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Ken McCoy.
It's 559-273-8780.
There you go.
Let me give you a couple of email addresses, too.
Okay.
Mine is photoggene, that's Fotoggene, at gmail.com.
Okay. Photoggene@gmail.com.
Right. Ken McCoy's is xipnek at AOL.com.
Got it.
So, any questions you'd like to ask me?
There you go. Lots of ways to reach
Yes.
Gene Weiser from the Weiser McCoy School of Photography at Manchester Center. New classes starting in October. Thank you so much for coming in again. Appreciate it.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Hope you have a
Appreciate it.
nice full class.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.